Hey, welcome back. Yeah, we're still out on the vineyard. We're out at the guest house that hopefully you watched the first video there where we toured and talked around the front. We talked a little bit about the construction aspects, the fact that it's a passive house, all of that good stuff. But you can see me here. Let me step up on the platform. You can see me here. I'm in an outdoor shower. Yeah. So, you know, one of the beauties of island living is that you want to create experiences that might not be kind of mainland experiences. So right here around the shade of this tree, Farley developed this outdoor shower. And so you can come out here every morning and hang up your towel on the whale tail, and you can enjoy a nice beautiful shower outside. So it doesn't get much better than that on a beautiful summer day like today. But let's talk about what it means to be outside here. So if we take a look here, there is a whole bunch of things to absorb here, right? We have the main body of the house, and you can see south facing. The sun is scorching it every day, but notice in comparison to the other three orientations, the amount of glazing here versus wall, and compare that to the other sides. It's much higher here, and the reason for that is, again, we're a heating dominated climate where, yeah, today maybe we don't want that heat so much, but there's going to be a time a few months away from now where every bit of that sunlight that's coming through those doors and windows is going to be greatly appreciated by the inhabitants in there from a couple aspects. One, just the mere cost of not having to buy heat and having it generated by the sun, but two, just feeling nice, snug and warm inside the passive house environment, but having that sun sitting on my face while I'm sitting in there and hanging out with some friends, just a really great experience. But so you can see the house there. You can see we have our part where we have our furred out trusses that provided nice canopies and water management protection. I mean, when you look at this house, it's kind of a class A solution to water management. There are no windows or doors that are really left exposed. Even on the side here, you can see all of the windows are deep welled into the framing so that all of the water is basically moving out over all of these windows. Also notice we have our temporary trellises there. Now, I call them temporary trellises because we have the ability to take those off. There's a couple thumb clips. They basically just lift off some clips, and Farley, the owner, will put those away for the winter time so that we get absolutely no shading on those windows and we get the maximum effect of the sun coming in there. We have our catwalk that is attached to the house there, and then it steps down and we have this beautiful dining space out in the garden here. And, you know, again, one of the things, just like the outdoor shower, you know, we're trying to constantly create experiences that aren't necessarily mainland ones. So on those beautiful summer nights, you can grab your dinner and you can come out here and hang out with family and friends and have a few drinks, have your dinner, and it's all kind of wrapped up in this garden scenery under that trellis work there. Now, all of that's really cool on the aesthetics point, but as you know, you hear me talk a lot and I say it needs to perform as good as it looks. So while we can appreciate the outdoor garden setting of the dining space, that beautiful blue color of the aluminum windows there, and you know, the beautiful aesthetic of that Alaskan yellow cedar as it ages, but notice on the top we have our electrical panels. So we're out here on the vineyard, you know, I want to say it's like 34 cents a kilowatt hour for electricity out here. So it is crazy expensive to have to pay for electricity out here, especially for heating and cooling. So part of that game plan is that we build a really good house to passive house standards, and then we minimize the requirement of the PV array needed to take that house to zero energy. So not only are we looking at just a beautiful house in a beautiful setting with some beautiful spaces, an outdoor shower and dining room and all of that, we're dealing with a house that meets passive house standards and zero energy standards. So it doesn't cost anything to heat this house, cool this house. And I know some of you are probably going to put in comments and say, hey, of course it costs something, Steve, you have to buy the solar panels, but they're already paid for, bought and paid for, well beyond that. And the homeowner's actually operating in the black on the house now. So let me take a little walk around. We'll get up a little closer. We'll talk about a few more of these details, and then we'll head inside. I just want to call your attention. Look at how the beautiful, scallop shower wall built that around that tree. Just beautiful work by Farley and Company. So come up here. It's almost like walking up, onto an altar here. But we have this beautiful trellis setting, beautiful place to hang out again with friends. And then of course we have the house behind us. And remember, I talked about insulated to passive house standards. You can see here, when I talked about these, there's basically this thumb clip right here where we would just pull this out, and this basically just lifts off of the clip there. So you have the ability to take these off and provide that maximum sunlight into it. Even notice here, I actually did the calculation on the sun angle to provide the shading, but we also shaved the top of each piece so that it's draining water on the top there. So I don't know, I think maybe it's time to go inside. And if you think the details were all happening out here, wait till you see the inside of this place. Absolutely incredible. So that's the second half of our exterior tour out here at the guest house. I'm Steve Basic Architect, and we're out here at Martha's Vineyard.